In the heart of the Red Line District, the casino known as Cerberon's Gate looms as an ominous icon of both wealth and danger, built into the remnants of an ancient railroad, long abandoned. This casino complex is carved directly into the mountain rock at the base of the legendary Cerberon's Gate, a massive three-headed rock outcropping resembling a monstrous, open-mouthed hound. We go through the casino. The entrance is bustling. Various kinds of people running around. You see a waitress who resembles a naga. She's a snake-like being, beautiful scales of red, black, and gold. She carries a tray with drinks and brings it over to a table of diverse people, all focused on the cards in their hands. But that is not where our eyes go currently, as these people take their drinks and talk about things of a personal nature rather loudly in this establishment where it may be a little hard to hear your neighbor. There is a shadow sulking behind, ready to devour these secrets. Hex, could you please describe your character?
Mags is a tall individual wearing a black hooded cloak with a hood up, and a raven mask, similar to the one I'm wearing right now, and is just casually stalking through the tables and occasionally stopping, flipping on a little recorder, cataloging tidbits, and continuing to go on.
Is there any topic of information you're specifically looking for?
Trade routes, trade deals, salacious gossip, shiny artifacts.
As you are walking among the patrons listening for something of use, you start to hear someone speaking of a hideout somewhere in the upper rails that run along the city. You know that there are some of these areas that are high-tech monorails that the behemoth company Atlas uses for transport between their various warehouses and places of power. But there are other areas on this train tracks in the sky of the city that are long forgotten, abandoned relics. And it is in those areas that people tend to hide away. As you go to get closer to the individuals who are speaking about this, could you please roll a stealth check for me?
Let's see. D10. 4.
Okay. You are able to get close enough to get eyes on the person who is talking about this hideaway. They seem to be an elven man who not only has black, brown, and white moth tattoos running up both his arms, but you also see that he has moth wings tattooed on his face. He has long, shaggy brown hair, long elven ears, and an expression of frustration. You hear him speak about a lost shipment of amber. It wasn't delivered to this hideout. Maybe it got lost somewhere else on the tracks. and that is all.
Okay.
We then move a little bit farther through the casino to a more boisterous area. Running up the large spiral staircase in the middle of this game hall, it goes all the way up into the leftmost head of this colossal hound. Inside is a lounge of decadence. Everything in here is perfection, lavish delight. Golds and dark ebony wood fill the space. Unlike the casino below, which has like these like rocky walls, in here it is polished stone with gold gilded into it. Gloria, as your character is lounging up here, could you please describe her?
Yes. Her name is Nevis. I'm playing a cat she, and they're basically cat people, but I've flavored her a bit to also be a shapeshifter. And she's currently in her human form. She's got huge lashes that make her look like she's sleepy. She's got a pouty little mouth. She's got really big, wavy, messy black hair. She's also voluptuous in her body, and she's short, and she dresses for luxury, not for comfort. So I imagine that she's on one of the little loungy couches, just sort of a drink in her hand and just smelling the notes. What those notes are, I couldn't tell you, but Nevis would know. And she's just sipping and looking around.
The notes you pick up from your beverage, there is a smokiness to it at first, but behind that, a sickly sweet smell. It's intoxicating, and you recognize it as a little bit of a substance called amber.
Oh, and she takes a nice long sip and savors the taste. Yeah, she's just enjoying herself this evening. Feels a little relaxed amongst all of the bustling of this little area.
There is this warmth that kind of radiates through your body after you take your drink. And it's like instantly calming. Like there's just this wave of calm that rushes over you. In this space, are you very social, or do you kind of like stick to yourself here? Like, do you like to just like be here and be waited on with the staff, or do you think that you make conversation with the other high rollers?
Okay, if there are other high rollers around, she might ask them how their day is, but really is just checking to see if there's something they can offer her in return or having spoken to her. But generally, she does keep to herself unless there are other high rollers around in her vicinity. And I think she would just be waited on as well. So it really just depends. But right now, I imagine her sitting by herself, being waited on.
There is a woman who walks by, one that you've seen from afar before, who sort of like gives you a nod. Someone who, like you, enjoys lounging here and also likes being pampered. She has long, dark blue hair. These like light blue iridescent scales that run along her body and little spikes all over her skin. And like bright white eyes. And she just kind of like gives you like a little nod as she walks by, and sort of similar to like how you are lounged, she kind of gets like her own like satay. Like It's like lounging area, like gestures to someone who comes over and starts feeding grapes to her. Like he's just also basking in this nice moment. And yeah, I think that you kind of enjoy this moment to yourself, and you hear footsteps coming up the stairs a little bit more hurried than usual. And we are going to go to Jacob. Could you please describe your character as they are walking up the stairs here to the High Rollers booth?
Yeah. So you see a rather tall, slim-looking man who's dressed in a three-piece suit. Hair, like this dark blue hair slicked back, and he's wearing sunglasses. And as he walks in, he just has this cavalier smile on his face. And he, upon get into the space, kind of looks at everyone and just smiles even bigger. And anyone who looks really closely can see from the sides of those glasses almost what appears to be smoke billowing out.
As you look around at this relaxing scene, there's a brief moment of recollection of only 20 minutes ago where you were down in a very different area of the casino, having to clean up a mess of a robot dog and a patron. Just like these flashes of violence kind of go through your mind, and you suppress them as you are now here where you have been summoned to take care of the more polite areas of your job. You see that the woman who I described before, with the oceanic beautiful scales and the little tiny spikes, raises up her hand and sort of gestures over to you.
Yes, how can I assist you, my love?
Darling, I wanted another bottle of what she's having. And she points over.
Your wish is my command.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anything else I can get for you?
Well, are there any other entertainment going on today?
Well, we do have our red line dancers who are quite renowned on the casino floor. But if you were looking for something a little more private, I recommend some of our satisfactory members. They are quite good at pleasing.
That sounds much better to me. I do like to keep my business private.
Certainly. I'll make sure to set up a room for you, love. And I'll get you that bottle.
Delightful. She sort of just goes back to relaxing, happy that her needs were met. We drift out of this area. So far, we've seen the bright lights and the glitz and glamour that this establishment has to offer. But that's not all that is here in Cerberon's Gate. In the back rooms, there is a dark tunnel behind a moving concrete wall. Hidden deeper within the cavernous rock, past the main gaming hall, are private rooms reserved for the elite, a world of hushed conversations and high-stakes deals. These rooms are lavish, with thick metal doors that ensure privacy, and walls embedded with reflective surfaces that add a surreal edge. In one of these rooms, there are a couple nervous, worried individuals sitting around a long table. Craig, could you please describe your character?
Jaznah is a bird person. She has the head and like strong curved beak of a parrot with some beautiful like blue and yellow feathering kind of faded into each other. And she's wearing a really it's the dress is really well made, but it's not necessarily like fancy. It's just high quality, like a nice purple, and she's looking at what did you say was on the table again?
Just that there were a bunch of people around the table. But as you ask what is on the table, there's a blueprint. Specifically of the casino that you are in. There are a couple areas that are marked with a orange hand shape.
Mm-hmm. And she points to it and says, the pit boss is so hard. It doesn't really have a route that they're doing. They can get called anywhere at any time, it seems like. So that is one of, we're gonna have to be able to keep an eye on them, and I really don't know how that's gonna work.
We just need to be able to slip in and see the information and then go. We don't have to take anything. We just need to see the information on the tablet.
We also need to not get caught.
That would also be fine. Also not to get caught, of course.
Well, I guess which one of us can provide the best distraction?
You see they... Sorry, you're talking to another bird, humanoid. She is covered in like very bright red feathers, red and orange, with like yellow plumes on her neck, and a very long pointed beak, more like a woodpecker. And she kind of like stares at you as you ask who can make a better distraction. She's like, well, I could make a noise. I could use a bomb. That seems like a lot. That seems like too much.
Yeah, that's too much. Well, maybe I could I get into the high roller room maybe and just like take his time up for a bit?
That is boss. How do we get you up there? How would they believe you're a high roller?
Okay, I'm gonna have to actually gamble, aren't I?
You're going to have to gamble and win.
Do I actually have to win?
Well,
Can I just spend a lot of money?
Oh, I don't gamble. Is that what a high roller is? I thought if you win a bunch of money... Maybe it is if you spend a bunch... I don't know. Maybe we find out what the high roller is first. And as you two go back and forth about how to execute this plan, outside of these meeting rooms, someone has wandered by, lost or intentional, it's unsure. Could you please describe your character as you find yourself in these back hallways, this confusing, winding area?
So from anyone's corner of their eyes, they'll see a larger creature, not terribly short, rather tall. At first glance, it looks like they're wearing a really long, oddly shaped cape, But upon closer inspection, it is moth wings that are just tucked up gently so they don't get anyone's way. Or, bump into something and knock over another lampshade that was embarrassing enough. She has beautiful maroon, long, flowing hair with eyeshadow that is intensely red. Same with the inner pupils of her eyes when she's in the dark. Has these moth little fuzzy, I forget what they're called suddenly, little antennas coming off of her, the front of her forehead as she looks around. Indeed lost with a piece of paper trying to figure out where to go. She also has an implanted metal finger, which she uses in her potion making for precise stirring or adding certain ingredients.
It is as you are confused in this area, looking around, trying to find your way back to where the actual casino is, that two things happen on either side of you. On one, a wall opens up. There is a door where you did not see a door. As there are these two beautiful bird-like humanoids who walk out. At the other side of things, Mags, you have made your way into these back corridors after kind of exhausting the information you could collect out on the floor. These back rooms, are where the more valuable information lies. And it seems that you have gotten here a little bit late as one of the meetings is letting out, but you could still potentially follow them and overhear some other chatter. Are you in this area stealthily right now?
I don't think so. I'm a little bit standing out.
Okay. Then, Cian, you would see that there is this person in a dark hood and a massive raven mask on one side of you that stepped out of the shadows. It's just very obviously there. And then on the other side of you, you have this door that's opening with these other two individuals coming out of a room that you did not know was a room. As you guys all just have this very awkward staring at each other moment.
Ian looks at this piece of paper, looks up and down this creature in front of her. Are you Mags? I'm supposed to be here for some sort of meeting of some kind, and I have your name on the list of ones I'm supposed to meet.
Anyone else on the list?
Someone named, Rex. Sorry, I was reading it sideways. Nevis, and Jaznah?
I believe we just ran into one of them. And
did you just say my name?
Yeah, well, that depends. There's three other names on here. Which one is yours?
You can call me Jaznah.
Jaznah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Jaznah. Okay, I've got it now.
And you are?
I'm Cian Intro.
Nice to meet you.
Too, and she holds out her hand.
It's like a human hand, but talons at the end. Lots of jewelry and bangles and stuff. And she shakes your hand.
We better not hug, or our jewelry will get in the way, and we may not get unstuck.
But why do you have our names on a list?
I was told to meet you all here, that you needed some support.
Yes, I remember. Well, we shouldn't be too long in this hall.
Yeah, I don't like being in hallways where I'm perceived.
Then
Jaznah, you notice that the other person that you met here is looking at you quite nervously as you talk to Cian. Did you ask for support?
Yeah, we need all the help we can get.
Okay. And she kind of like backs, like her feathers poof up, and then they like ruffle down as you're like, we need all the help we can get. Okay, so, if you're here to help, we need to get into the High Rollers area. And she looks at like this map that she pulls out that's like way too big for her. That's very clearly of the casino, and she like flips it
not
around.
in the hallway. We need to go into the room.
Oh, okay. And she turns around and starts to shuffle back into the room.
Cian was already like, okay. Like looking at the map just in the hallway.
I am pushing like small at the back. Come on, let's go. There are eyes out there and not in here.
Oh, yeah, don't. Eyes.
You guys take a moment to go over the map where she basically explains the same thing as before, that somehow y'all need to get up into the High Rollers area to potentially distract the pit boss so that they can get access to whatever these areas are on the map that have these orange handprints on them. She doesn't super go into detail with you guys about why they need to access these areas, just that they do.
Yeah, the map is incomplete, and we're trying to get a more complete map, and so we just kind of need to get into the guard room or some kind of security type room so we can get a more full map, because that's probably where eventually the more things are, the resistance is going to have more things to do there. Yeah.
Oh, if it helps, I can see things. Sorry, I should explain. I can see data and elements kind of all around us, so I'm kind of, if you tell me what source to go to, I can try to weave it together and try and find the source.
See, this is why I wanted to get some help.
Okay,
you
you're
are
right.
perfect.
That seems
Thank
very
you.
useful.
Thank you. Okay.
So as you guys kind of go about figuring out how you're gonna get up to this High Rollers area,
I feel like Megs might be able to help.
Yeah. I can get in, I can get out. I can do a lot of things. Would I have picked up anything like the latest gossip for the High Rollers area?
You might make a roll for it.
Alright.
Yeah. We'll say the DC is 5, and the lower you get from 5, the more useful information I will give you.
I got to 3.
Okay. You are aware of a couple names on the High Rollers list, one of which is on your new friends list. Nevis is one of the High Rollers. You're also aware there is a woman called Nikasia who is on the High Rollers list. And you would also know that 3 is pretty good. It's 2 lower. You know what? We'll say that you oversaw one of the waitresses who was going up there once put in a code to go into accessing this area.
Okay. Then I could probably between that and my other talents get you into the High Rollers area.
Okay. Well then, I know, if you can get me in, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to distract him for,
I would
think
hope.
10-15 minutes?
I would
So-
hope so. You are very nice looking.
Thank you.
It's true, you look soft. I mean, so who's gonna be the one going in to the High Roller area?
Jaznah, right?
Yeah.
You'll
Yes.
go inside.
Mm-hmm. While Annette and Cian will be going to get the info.
That's right. Well,
Okay.
that seems easy enough. Do we go now? I don't see why not.
Can I just have one drink first? A little nervous.
What kind of drink? I can also make potions that can ease anxiety, increase inspiration.
Actually, yeah, that sounds better. I don't need any
Hmm.
amber ruining this.
Do it.
Chug,
Okay,
chug, chug, chug. Sorry.
so what would you like inside it?
Just something to calm the nerves, and if you could make it like a shiny blue, that would be cool.
I can make it shiny blue. Okay, hold on just a moment. And she opens up what kind of feels like voids as she lifts up some of the chains here and here as they turn into pockets. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Reaches inside, grabs a few things, puts little things together. Would you like bright blue or would you like dark blue?
Bright blue, yeah.
Bright blue, okay. And she mixes a few things together and hands it over in this beautiful, clear glass. Okay.
Thank you. What does it smell like?
Oh, it smells like lavender.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, people most often associate lavender with the color purple, but for some reason, to me, it more emanates the color blue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just, yeah, like a baby bird, kind of just.
Amazing.
I have never seen that before, and that was quite fascinating.
It's weird, I know, but you get used to it.
As you guys have
I'm
your
used to it now.
refreshments to amp up before this crime, kind of, we don't know. We go back to the High Rollers area, which the Amber Lounge, which is a little bit poppin' now. After the addition of some dancers, a new bottle of amber spiked wine. There also seem to be a group of Atlas executives that have entered into this area who are kind of not keeping to themselves, but a little bit more secluded, and also seem to be partaking in the delights of this lounge. They are also engaging in a private poker game off in the corner. But everything is going alright right now. As the evening gets on, Nevis, is there anything you would like to particularly do or speak to anyone, or is there a game you want to play?
Ooh, I think she would, first of all, try to get Rex's attention just to say hello, because she saw him go over to the other person. So she would, she might see him like 20 feet away, but she's gonna ask one of the servers to bring him over to get his attention. Yes, could you please be a dear and summon Mr. Morrison for me? And she like has a like big cat grin smile, like Cheshire Catty look on her face.
Yeah, of course I will, doll. And you see that there is this waitress who has like kind of like Medusa like snakes for hair, and she is wearing one of the casino like uniforms, which is sort of like an ice blue cocktail dress with this like poofy white fur at the bottom of it. And she goes over and kind of like, instead of like walking over to Rex and like politely like tapping him on the shoulder, she's like, "Oh, Rex over here. Miss Nevis wants your attention."
He turns and lowers his glasses, and you see these pitch black eyes. He goes, "Certainly, Miss Nevis. Oh, Kitty, how are we doing today?"
Darling, it is taking me way too long to come see me.
I do apologize. I was a little indisposed. Had a bit of a mess down in the pit. You know how it is.
Yeah, of course I do. But
have you spent time down there? I didn't realize that you were one who liked to put their metal on the line.
Well, I definitely have when you dragged me there once, and I was not appreciative of it. But what I meant was you did spend an awful lot of time with the woman over there, and usually come see me first before. And, well, lovely dancers, but nice to see you. Nice to see a friend.
It's a pleasure to see you as well, Kitty. Tell me, what would make your time up here a little bit more pleasurable?
She looks at her. Well, this is full. Empty. Empty glass of her amber wine or whatever it was. And I would love to have another one of these. And of course, your company. And I do love spending time with my friends.
As do I.
I noticed the poker game over there.
It's a lively one, indeed. Yeah, a couple of them Atlas execs throwing around all they have and all they own. It's quite something, isn't it?
Yes. Do you think any of them are particularly distracted at the moment? And as she says that, it's only... I only want to see if I can take something from one of their pockets. Just for fun.
You are a bad girl.
I know.
All right. And can I look over and see if any of them are distracted?
Yeah, make like a read roll for me. As you're like kind of analyzing this group.
Okay. That is an 8. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell. It's because they're all playing poker. They're all trying real hard to have a poker face.
Yeah.
Like 2 of them also have sunglasses, except not for like the reason you do, just because they're trying to play poker. One of them fully has like a handkerchief over his face. He's trying to like put 2 holes in it and just put like a handkerchief over him.
That is incredible.
Yes.
Next time I play poker, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, same.
Handkerchief face.
The only thing I will give you is that it's probably hard to pay attention to your pockets with a full ass handkerchief over your face.
Yeah. I look back at Nevis. Well, Kitty, I don't condone any of this, and I didn't hear you plotting up here.
Of course
and
not.
If you're caught, not even our friendship can keep you from being kicked out. But Mr. Jones over there, man who's trying to cover his face but keeps showing his cards every time he lifts them, he might be a mark that you want to exploit. But again, if you're caught, I can't help you.
You say that every time. And she walks over and tries to discreetly use her tail to pick one of their pockets.
All right.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Do you have anything that helps you with stealing from people?
Well, I've got my tail, but also I'm lucky, so
All right. Okay.
and I'm also talented. Checks you make to succeed fairly at games of chance. I would say this is a game of chance.
Oh, this is because of your banter. This is 100% a game of chance.
And I'm also lucky. So if I fail this, I can use effort. So we'll see. Okay, I'm rolling. I got a 3.
Ooh, yeah. You slip your tail into this guy's pocket and are able to curl around something. You pull it out, you roll your tail back up into you, and when you can safely check out what you were able to nab, you see that it is a key fob of some kind.
She's gonna
Metal device inlaid with gold, a blinking yellow light, and also a blinking green light.
I wonder if she's a little sneaky when it comes to stuff that she takes. So I wonder if she doesn't even tell Rex that she has it. She'll just walk over to him and say, hooray! I got what I wanted.
As you come back over, he's personally pouring you a new bottle of amber into your glass and goes, well, come up empty-handed, did we?
Who's saying I came up empty-handed? And she takes the glass and just drinks.
Then what did you find?
Just a little trinket.
He raises his eyebrows, a little bit intrigued. Well, if you want to play games, play games. But I have a casino to manage and a pit to ensure that's cleaned.
Okay. She's just like, well, fine. She says, if you do need to go, I would be sad to see you leave. Are you sure you can't stay a little bit longer? There might be more pickpocketing to do.
Well, if you're going to be stealing from the patrons here, I ask you don't tell me. I can only handle one.
Handle one what? Sorry, I had completely lost what you said.
I can only handle you doing it once.
But what if somebody's really annoying? Can I do it then? Like,
He looks over to the woman who earlier had had interacted with him when he had first come up. He goes, and then the Medusa woman goes, if you want to have fun, take it out on Panic. She's always one to keep an eye on. And I lower my glasses again, and you see the black pits of eyes. But until next time, kitty.
Bye,
keep
darling.
purring.
I love it when you do that, by the way. So nice.
And he blows you a little kiss and turns and walks away.
As you walk away, we return to our other group. So how did y'all try and get into this area? Because this would be the moment of when you would achieve that goal. I just need to know, y'all waltzing in? What is it? What is the vibe here?
Ian is following their lead.
Hey, Megs, how would you sneak it in?
Sneak in, I go up, try the code on the door.
Okay. You go up to this door, and you go to put in the code. The one that you originally saw, you get a red X from the display. It seems that they probably change the code pretty often. But that doesn't mean there isn't a way to figure out what the current code is, potentially.
King powers activate. Oy. Let's see.
I
Use
assume
the-
there's a role associated with this power.
Yeah, the hacking talent. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Checks you make using tools to bypass security devices may use a D8.
Okay, go ahead and roll that d8.
Okay. I have a 6.
Okay. You are able to use your encryption device to decode what the code is for right now. And as you plug that in, the door opens. The unfortunate part is the door isn't opening because you put the code in. It was opening a fraction of a second earlier than that as you stand in front of Rex as you put in the last digit of the code that would have opened the door. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight with our groups colliding.
Oh,
Action all ready to go.
hell yeah.
Stop looking at my ass.
It's the big A!
I'm much like to say that.
Who are we starting with? We're starting with our handsome devil, Rex. Jacob, can you introduce yourself? Tell us where to find
Yes. Hello. My name's Jacob. You can find me on Instagram, Threads, really all the socials at JRShoreLunch. That's JRSCHOR Lunch. I am a professional game master, a digital artist, and a cosplayer. I make commissions for art and for cosplays. I actually did the character art for this show, as well as the cityscape and other beautiful pieces. And I played Rex Morrison, who is a little bit of a devil with a smile. So. Yeah, and things I have coming up, I'm Troilus Ilex Gladius in Castleton, as well as in some other shows that you can see on Twitch.
Amazing. Next up, Hex, could you please introduce yourself and where we can find you?
Hi, I'm Hex, also known as Cryptic Crits. You can find me any social media with the tag at Cryptic Crits, and I make dice. Shiny at crypticcrits.com.
Yeah. Those glow in the dark so well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Craig, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Craig. You might know me as Craig of Inspiration, a bunch of places around the internet. I'm trying to help as many people as I can play more tabletop games. And you can also find me at my blog, pointsofinspiration.com.
Okay, and Gloria, can you please introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Yes, I'm Gloria. I'm Glow Pinks on basically everything except YouTube. That is Charm Party. I have been a content creator for too long. And also, I really enjoy TCRPGs. And I actually am also in Castleton and play Desta Armadeum. So that's really dramatic and fun. The end.
And finally, On, can you please introduce yourself and where we can find you?
My name is On, also known as Aundawyn. That's Aundawyn, and I am most found on Threads. That's my little home that I have made. And I am the director over at Roll D5. That's ROLED5, where we specialize in showcasing indie TTRPGs. By the time this comes out, I don't know what our schedule is, but just check out our pinned thing, and it'll have the information of what's going on that month. We tend to have theme months, so I'm not sure what kind of shenanigans we're going to get into, but by the time this is out, we'll have finished our own Sagas month. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's me. I guest on other random places. I also play Lilith in Philly by Night. which is a VTM game. And as I had an epiphany earlier, Lilith is actually unhinged, and I didn't realize that she was. So that's a new revelation for myself, playing my own character. So I'm gonna try not to be unhinged with Cian here. But I do have a timer going to see how long that will take.
I think you did great tonight.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Table Talk is not your typical D&D TTRPG podcast. We are not here to run you through our whole campaign.
We're here to talk about everything else in the space of tabletop roleplay.
I'm your host, Alejandra Wilhelm.
And I'm also your host, Mariah Gresham.
And we're your tabletop roleplay girlies.
Sell dice? I'll take like 10 of them. My budget's set to $50,000, but that is dwindling. Each booth I hit $200 is a minimum. Bag isn't empty, filled with games, I'm never playing them. I must be Jenny D, all the brand deals that I'm rolling in. You can call me Dr. Meeple, cause I got many men invested in this hobby. Next con, you know I will attend. VIP access badge, cause I influence me. Go cast wish. You could never ever rock a con like this. Grit like me. Go cast wish. You could never ever 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 rock a con like this.